Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of How to Watch a Movie as a Christian. I'm Riley.
I'm PJ.
And I'm Ben.
How to watch The Dark Knight as a Christian. Dark Knight is written and directed by Christopher Nolan. He did an entire trilogy of the Batman series. And this is the second in the trilogy, the most critically acclaimed.
Many people's favorites.
Oh, yeah. Of all time. I think IMDb has it at like 3 or 4, something like that. Starring Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, and a bunch of other really talented people.
So, PJ, what's a good question to ask ourselves as we jump into The Dark Knight?
Yeah, one of the questions I was thinking of as I was thinking of this movie in general is it possible for an antagonist or the villain per se to be the main character?
Right. So can the villain be the main character?
Mm-hmm.
In this case, the Joker.
In this case, the Joker.
Okay.
Is it his story actually being told, or is it Batman's? Is it Bruce's? Is it Gotham's? Whatever. Whose story is being told?
Right. Whose story is being told, which the answer to that is usually, well, the main character, the good guy.
The hero.
The hero. In this case, that's
I guess Batman.
Batman.
But
it's
even
a Batman movie.
Yeah.
To introduce this question then, to kind of zero in on it, when we're watching movies, every story has a main character, right? So I guess the question is, what is a main character? What is a main character? Do you know how to answer that?
I thought I knew this because it was obvious. So Batman is the name of the movie. So I guess Batman. But we have a friend who says that that Hogwarts is the main character of Harry Potter. So that kind of really threw me for a loop, and I have no idea now.
You have no idea what a main character is.
If anyone even has that opinion, then yeah, I don't know.
PJ, how would you answer that question?
I think to me, the main character is the character who pushes the story forward and has the most realized arc kind of thing. Typically, it is the protagonist who is the good guy or the hero of the story. But that's where this movie gets a little bit gray, for me at least, is I can kind of get behind both Batman and the Joker. They both of their choices and just
impact.
What they're trying to say with the things that they do. I can sort of get behind both. So it's a little bit gray for me.
So you're saying, okay, so it sounds like what you're saying is the main character is the one whose choices, actions, worldview, beliefs, etc., impact the story, propel it forward. We're focusing on them. The storyteller is most concerned with what do they have to say. Is that kind of how you would define a main character?
I would say so, yeah.
Then it does seem like the Joker would be the main character of this movie. So what's the one before Dark Knight?
Batman Begins.
That's about Batman.
Well, he begins
Yeah, he
in it.
began.
Yeah, so I feel like that's his story.
So should this movie be called The Joker Begins?
It's not up to me.
Well, okay. I think it's an interesting question because in this movie, part of the plot is that they are constantly trying to catch up with the Joker. He's always, what do they say, like 5 steps ahead of us, right? And so, the whole thing like, where's Rachel? Swear to me. Swear to me. Well, so Joker is constantly laying traps, putting out tests, getting himself caught on purpose.
Outsmarting Batman, the world's greatest detective.
So the idea then is that it's his movie. It's him in control. Now, if we're going to answer the question, then I guess we need to know, what does the Joker want? What is he all about?
So within the lore of Batman, the main metropolis city is Gotham City, and they are notorious for being corrupt, slimy, bad vibes, always dark, bog, think LA at night. That's Gotham. with big skyscrapers. Anyway, the Joker's whole thing is he notices this really corrupt political society that surrounds and controls Gotham. Even the police force is corrupt, the mayor's corrupt, the judges are corrupt. Everyone is corrupt, according to the Joker. So what he wants to do is stir up some chaos. He friggin' burns a pile of money that's like 20 feet high just because he just wants to invoke chaos, to shake things up, to see what would
and that's said explicitly by Alfred. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Master Bruce.
Master Bruce. Some men just want to watch the world burn. So that's what he's trying to do.
Correct. That's what I believe is what's happening.
So they're in the scene with the two fairies. It kind of talks about the Joker. If I remember him talking about his belief about people, if you put them in this situation, they'll always choose themselves. They're selfish. So he has like no hope for humanity. He wants to turn humanity on itself. Batman, on the other hand, his whole thing is he wants Gotham to be good, even to the point of him stepping down as hero because he believes in what's his face? What's his
Harvey
two-face?
Dent.
Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent.
Being the hero of Gotham City. He's okay not being Batman. So he has like this great view of Gotham being a place that can be healed by a hero, even if that's not himself. So it's kind of like, it's not even so much Batman versus Joker as much as Batman's view of Gotham people versus Joker's view of Gotham
Okay. So
people.
these two characters represent very different views, and the audience, you and I watching it, are being treated to a front row seat of not really Batman's view, because Batman's view is really having a hard time coming up for air. It seems very buried. It seems very dark. It seems very hopeless. Even he is struggling with it, right?
Oh, yeah.
But the Joker, he's like on a mission. It kind of reminds me of other villains, right?
Yeah. I think of even another superhero movie, Thanos. He thinks that there's just too many people in the universe.
What made him think that? Did he go to Disneyland?
Yeah. He didn't have the
Too
express
many
pass.
people.
He waited in line for 3 hours and he just snapped. Literally.
Him and Dwight were on the same page with that.
There's a lot of similarities then between Joker and Thanos. They both believe in something. They both have a mission. And we, the audience, are very much treated to a view from their perspective, right? We see the logic of it, which makes them a terrifying villain, right?
Totally.
But there is sort of a difference structurally in the story. Thanos is in the middle of the story with his mission, and on one side is Captain America, and on the other side is Iron Man. And those two sides of the Avengers disagree on what to do about Thanos, right? And what approach they should take. This movie, on the other hand, is literally, it's just a polarity. Batman v. Joker.
Gotham can be good, or Gotham will never be good.
Right.
Let
Okay.
me show you that.
It's then, if you were going to call Joker the main character, then it's sort of interesting that in the end he's proven wrong, right? Which is not normal for a main character, right?
Yeah. He's proven wrong in that scenario, but he still believes what he believes, and that doesn't change.
Yeah, and actually, in a sense, the ending of the movie sort of proves him right, because yes, the fairy scene didn't go according to Joker's plan, and Batman says, "These people just showed you," what is he say? "That there's more to them."
It's actually really good.
And he's like,
Just don't
so
move
out
your
of
neck
breath.
as much.
Yeah.
But at the end, Harvey still did turn to chaos, and Batman still did have to accept the blame.
Okay. So the fairy scene, it turned out, wow, people are actually good. It was almost self-fulfilling, though. It's like, let me show you this concentrated view that people are bad. Oh, they chose right. Dang it, from Joker's perspective. But this shining hope that Gotham is good turns bad. Harvey Dent, he's the bad guy. And then Batman, even again, to save his view from the people, to keep him as the hope, flips the narrative that he didn't kill all those people. Batman did. So it's interesting. It's like flip-flopping.
Which becomes the plot of the third movie. That's the plot of the third movie.
I don't remember.
The third movie is all about the secret of Harvey Dent's lies, and all the lies come out, and people start to realize. And the daughter of Ra's al Ghul comes to like show that yes, Gotham is evil. Actually.
Yeah, and then ultimately chaos does ensue in the city. Like Joker was right.
Main character.
Main character.
That's my vote.
You vote that Joker's
think
main
he's
character?
Well, I don't think there's an answer, but yes, I think so.
If what we're saying is true, okay, Joker's kind of the main character. He focuses on him, and that's kind of unique. I had a friend in high school named Colin Duff, and Colin. Hi, Colin. Hey. He didn't like this movie in high school.
Colin.
Yeah.
Bye.
Wow.
Well, he said that it was too dark. And this was a huge criticism of this movie when it came out. Does it glorify evil? Does it glorify violence? Okay. And he said, I don't know, it was too twisted.
Okay,
right?
so we've talked about this in a episode before about it's not what's actually on screen, it's about what is being glorified or what's being
it's not
promoted.
what's being shown, it's what's being celebrated.
Celebrated, yeah, yeah. So the critique is evil, like everyone loved the Joker. That's us celebrating evil, mayhem, and chaos, is what he's saying.
Yeah, because if he's a main character, you're showing him. All the scenes have him. Everyone remembers the pencil disappearing scene and the knife to the cheek thing. I mean, it's like these things stick in your head, and so a lot of people watching at the time are like, "Oh, I don't know. It makes me feel weird."
I can't imagine what they would say about the new Joker.
Yeah, well, to be fair, too, I think a lot of this bias has to do with Ledger's performance of the Joker, because it was an all-time performance. Like, amazing portrayal of what this character could look like live action. So I think when you watch this movie, you do think that in the back of your head, like, wow, this performance is amazing. I love this character. I don't know, outside of it, if you step outside just a few inches, you can say, oh yeah, he's corrupt. I don't celebrate what he's doing. I just celebrate how it's being portrayed. I think is widely what's happening.
I remember when this movie came out, and it was back when Facebook had Flare, right? Those buttons.
Flare.
Oh, is that a thing?
Oh.
Flare?
This
What
is
does it
a thing,
mean?
right?
What does it mean?
I think there was like this. Joe, can you help me out? There's like me and Joe had a
Hi, Joe.
board. I don't remember Facebook with buttons, and they called them Flare, and you could put Flare up on your wall.
I remember the wall.
We'll cut this.
Anyhow, we had a lot of Joker flair. I remember it being a character we really enjoyed.
I'm sorry.
It sounds like you're saying, I had a lot of Joker flair.
Yeah, you can cut this out.
Okay, what was
saying
why'd you bring this up?
That we really liked him.
Okay.
I don't ever remember it being like, I wasn't persuaded to evil by any stretch of imagination. I just really enjoyed his character. I thought he was really interesting. He was kind of, it was just so different, so weirdly funny, but sick and twisted, but compelling. And yeah, the acting was amazing. And you kind of walked out of the theater going, whoa, that was a crazy character.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the Joker.
Well, then maybe the question, because our question is,
I'm sorry for talking about Facebook Flare.
No, it's
Hey,
okay.
Ben, come on. Hey,
It was a mistake.
Don't beat yourself up about it.
I can't even believe I brought it up.
hey, no, come on.
Wow.
Cut that.
Right, I'm really sorry.
The take-home question then, because you're saying, can a villain be a main character? He's on all the posters. We all remember, right? And there was all this controversy about being so dark and celebrating evil. So, okay, that seems to check the box.
Are you crying?
I got an itch
are
in
you
my-
crying?
I got an itch in my eyeball.
Poster.
So just recently, I think it was last month, Albuquerque, New Mexico, unveiled statues to Walter White and Jesse Pinkman.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Yeah. Bronze statues like at a city hall or something like that. And so these are characters from Breaking Bad who cook meth. So
Yeah.
they're the bad guys, the anti-heroes, right? But they are the main characters.
Hey, but he's cooking meth to make money for his family.
Not
At first.
At first. We talked about this.
Spoilers.
But the point is that so much controversy in Albuquerque. Why would we make a statue about bad guys?
Yeah, that's fair.
It's very fair. And I thought, I did kind of go, that's interesting. Like, we usually put statues up of people we want to be like.
Yeah.
So I guess the question for Christians is how to watch The Dark Knight. How should a Christian think about of an anti-hero, or what you might call like a villain, or a complicated or a tragic or an evil character being the main character?
Is it so bad that I named my son Walter after Walter White? Because I did.
You're like, they shouldn't have a statue.
How dare they?
Yeah, that's bad.
sickos?
Yeah. How dare
wow.
they put a statue?
That's so
Come
weird.
here, Walt.
We're actually thinking of dressing him up as Heisenberg for Halloween. Oh no. My flare sin is coming
But you
back.
had the same exact controversy in Jojo Rabbit, where Taika Waititi plays Hitler.
Yeah.
And it's funny and it's quirky, and people go, oh, he's bad. Hitler's bad. Didn't you know that?
Well, people did say, that's
At
too
least
soon.
in the end of Jojo Rabbit, Hitler loses. Big
Well,
time.
right. And so does the Joker. And so does Walter White. And I think that the question is, when there's moral ambiguity, how does a Christian treat a film like this?
I don't know. It's just I don't know how to put words to it as much as like I liked them. I don't want to be like them, but
What's
I
the
liked
difference?
them.
What's the difference?
I enjoyed consuming their performance. I liked their character. It made me feel.
I think it's less so of celebrating the evil and more so celebrating the portrayal of what the evil or whatever character brought to screen and how it was dealt with.
I was going to say something similar, which is like a story that wrestles with moral ambiguity, and any anti-hero where a villainized kind of a bad guy is the main guy. Anytime you have that, you're forcing the audience to choose. We almost feel like we're in the ferry boats, right? Mm-hmm. You're watching it and you're going, oh, like I get where he's coming from. And we need to understand that evil comes with justifications. Mm-hmm. There are, of course, there's logic, there's worldview, and if you tell the story right, you're forcing the audience to go, okay, I see where Batman's coming from. I see where Joker's coming from. Who am I going to be? The moral ambiguity helps you think like that.
Is it just the classic philosophical question of would you steal bread to provide for your family? It's tossing that out there, like at what risk would you do something good? That seems like what's happening in this and in the other things we're talking about, Breaking Bad.
Whereas, like we talked about Pinocchio last week, the nature of a fairy tale, black and white, but the nature of Batman, especially this rendition, is to revel in the ambiguity so that the audience kind of has a little bit more thought put into, you could go down the Joker road in your head before you ever do something heinous, right? There's thoughts behind that.
It's kind of revealing some maybe deep things within.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's saying that that's kind of the point you're making, is that it's exactly not black and white. It's saying you would go black and white. That's the assumption, but then you find out as the story goes, I don't really know. Batman versus Joker. Maybe I'm more on this side. Maybe I'm more on that.
Good stuff. Wow.
Yikes.
I didn't know there was so much to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of unresolved. It's like there's so much to chew on and think about. I don't know if there is a right or wrong answer. Truly, I don't know.
Well, this has been another episode of How to Watch a Movie.
Check out our Facebook flares.
I'm sorry.
We're Pacific Parable, and we'll see you at church.